This is Miles Vasilius here for LifeSite News. When you think of a social justice warrior, an SJW, one thinks of climate extremists blocking the intersections of major highways, or abortion activists screaming at a feminism march, or LGBT rainbow pride parades. But take a look at this young, attractive, and smart-looking woman. I bet she is not what you thought of when you think of a social justice warrior. This lady is the successful wife of Conservative Party of Canada leader Pierre Poilievre. Pierre Poilievre is running to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Anita Poilievre, Pierre Poilievre's wife, recently said that her values consist of abortion. Her values. It sounds like she's trying to make abortion a virtue. Now, abortion is the practice of dismembering an unborn baby limb by limb, which has zero restrictions in Canada up until and including partial birth abortions. That means a 9-month-old baby that is halfway from being born could be killed. And it happens here in Canada. Take a listen to her latest interview in which she describes this, that her values consist of abortion. Take a look.
Sur la question de l'avortement, elle dit que la position du couple Poilievre est claire. Pas question de rouvrir ce débat.
On est pro-choix, on s'est prononcé là-dessus. Moi, je suis une femme ici du Québec, j'ai grandi ici, puis ça fait partie de mes valeurs.
So everything she just said was in French, but translated to English, what she said was that her values consist of abortion. Now, abortion, again, it's very difficult to talk about, and the procedure of abortion is what I just showed you, that very graphic image. And I work within the pro-life movement full-time. I do a lot of ministry in which I show abortion victim photography, and it's not easy to look at. Every single time I see those images, I hurt on the inside. I feel very uncomfortable. But that's the whole point of showing abortion victim photography. And when we don't do that, when we just nonchalantly throw around the word abortion, like Anita just did here, conservatives have become completely desensitized to that word, to the reality of what actually happens every day here in Canada, up until and including partial birth abortions. A 9-month-old, fully developed human being, halfway through the canal from being born, can be killed here in Canada. That is evil murder at one of the greatest degrees, at the greatest degree we have ever experienced in human history, the greatest genocide in human history. And yet, think about how desensitized we've become. If you're a conservative in Canada and you're watching this video and you're not understanding still what we're facing politically, I don't know what will wake you up. It's demonic what's happening here in Canada. And the reason I show those images, the reason I'm making this video is because we need to wake up to this reality. We can't just throw around the word abortion trying to say it's a part of our values like it's a virtue, a beatitude, or something like that. That's demonic. That's absolutely evil. Conservatives, you need to stand up. You need to condemn what is going on, what the Trudeau Liberals are vehemently pushing every day. But you think, oh, it's going to make us lose votes. It's going to prevent us from winning an election. We're not going to win because, the media will... Well, that's not true. If it's the Liberals that are the ones constantly preaching how they're in favor of abortion on demand whenever the person wants, however they want, they're opening that debate politically. And if the Liberals are the ones to open a debate, just like they do with all sorts of bills, like the censorship bills that we've been seeing recently passed in the House of Commons, if they're the ones to open a debate, why can't we as conservatives win that debate? Isn't that our role as conservatives to say, no, we have the moral superiority? Do we? Do we lack the strategic skill to handle this debate politically? Are we not educated enough to handle this? Well, of course, Pierre Poilievre is talented at what he does. He's able to handle any left-wing radical journalist at a press conference. He's skilled at what he does. But for some reason, these moral issues are just shoved aside. Look at what I just showed you. How were you not affected by that? That is unspeakable to me. So again, if it's the liberals that are opening this debate, we should be the ones as conservatives to win that debate. But we've been misled. People in Canadian conservative politics have been misled to somehow think if you mention abortion, you're going to lose. Don't mention abortion. Don't mention abortion. Don't mention abortion. If you're a decent human being looking at those images, you would say, no, that's wrong. That isn't radical to say. It's basic human decency. That's why this news is so disheartening to me, to the pro-life community. This man cannot be elected in. Pierre Poilievre cannot be elected in if that's what he stands for. And we need to stand up against it. And goodness, do we have a lot of praying and a lot of activism to do. Go to your local city council. Go to your provincial MPPs. Go to your federal MPs. And challenge them. Talk to them. Be activists. Be a fool for Jesus Christ. To bring awareness to this genocide, the greatest genocide in human history. And people think that the language I'm using right now it's just emotionally charged. It's just, emotional rhetoric meant to win a debate. No. That's why we've been desensitized to that word abortion. It's not emotional rhetoric when the definition of abortion is the picture I just showed you. That's not emotional rhetoric. That's reality. That is absolute reality. So it's not emotional rhetoric to win a debate. When I call it a genocide, when I say it's murder, when I say it's gruesome, well, it is. You're killing a baby. That's the reality. But somehow we've become desensitized in conservative politics here in Canada. What has happened? It's demonic. The devil has blinded us to see reality as it is. So we need to pray. Pray for Anita Poilievre. Again, they're talented at what they do. They are. But we can't set the bar for conservative politics, the standard for Canadian conservative politics at just wanting to reduce tax and whatever else Pierre Poilievre is pushing. Again, all good stuff that he's doing, but evil and horrifically wrong to say things the way Anita Poilievre and how Pierre Poilievre has endorsed what Anita said in that interview. Here in the pro-life movement at LifeSite News, we are absolutely dedicated to bringing you this news, as difficult as it might be. We are absolutely dedicated to be fighting in Canada and in the US and around the world to end abortion by the power of the gospel to convert hearts and souls for the kingdom of heaven, for Jesus Christ. God bless you all.